So business environment, सबसे पहले, how do we define business environment? It is the totality of external forces which are beyond the control of any business, but which does impact the performance of a business, right? So very simple, everything around us that constitutes of the business environment, and that environment is beyond anyone's reach. आप और हम उसको कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते, but आप और हम उससे affected जरूर होते हैं. So whatever happens around us, we need to change ourselves. Now, when I'm saying we, I'm basically talking about the business. So business cannot control the happenings around, but has to adjust itself. Guys, you are please requested to not experiment with this and that tool. ठीक है? अगर बहुत मन कर रहा है तो एक अपनी Zoom क्लास बना लेना और बैठ के अपने साथ, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ मजे कर लेना. यहाँ पे मत करो प्लीज, right? So because you know that rhythm is broken. All right. So moving on to the features, देखो मैं बहुत जल्दी जल्दी लेके जाऊंगी features में. Code आपकी स्क्रीन पे है. It is it's curd. It's curd. So when I'm talking about principle, the features of business environment, it's curd. Quickly, I stands for interrelated. The forces of business environment are interrelated. Okay, that means they are all mixed together. Any change in one thing or one force is going to activate a reaction, a chain of reaction in other things also. So this is like playing chain. एक element में, एक atom में कहीं कोई change आएगा, एक force में कहीं change आएगा, many other forces will be affected. So that is why we say it is interrelated. T stands for totality of external forces, which I have taken up in the definition also, that it is the external forces beyond the control of the business. S stands for specific and general forces. So what are specific forces? These are the ones which directly affect the business. So the forces which are specific in nature and have a direct impact on the business are specific forces. General forces are the ones which we also call as, so specific means micro and general means macro, which are not specific and which will have an indirect impact on the business or in others. And this is not business specific. ये सब businesses पे एक like as a group of industry पे इसका effect होता है. Then C stands for complexity. It is very easy to talk about business environment over here, study the dimensions, but to find out कि if something has happened, which force particularly is responsible for it, it's a complex phenomena. So it's very difficult to understand the various forces of business environment because they are really complex in nature, and understanding them in as an individual force is a difficult task. U stands for uncertainty. Business environment is absolutely uncertain. Nobody knows what is going to happen the very next moment, right? So it's absolutely uncertain. Now we are taking the example of Mahakumbh. So many wonderful arrangements have been made. The world is going gaga over Mahakumbh. But then could anybody anticipate that the stampede which happened day before yesterday, actually, yeah, the midnight which happened in Mahakumbh, that would happen? कोई भी नहीं सोच सकता था कि इतने अरेंजमेंट्स करने के बाद, इतनी फोर्सेस डिप्लॉय करने के बाद भी ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है. सो इट्स सो डैम अनसर्टेन. यू डोंट नो व्हाट्स गोना हैपन इन द स्निप ऑफ अ मोमेंट. देन R stands for relativity. Relativity means business environment is specific to a particular region. That means the business environment is not same everywhere. It varies from place to place and region to region. Like for example, अभी आप और हम रायपुर में जो बैठे हुए हैं, हम लोग के लिए गर्मी आ चुकी है. We are using fans. क्लास में आज AC चल रहा था. I had to tell the students to switch off the AC. But on the other hand, if we go to North India, they are still wearing sweaters and jackets. तो वहां पे sweaters and jackets का सेल होगा, हमारे यहाँ नहीं होगा. हमारे यहाँ पंखे चल रहे हैं, वहां नहीं चलेंगे. That is relativity. And D stands for dynamic. Dynamic हम chapter 1 से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं. So business environment, just like management, is dynamic. It keeps on changing again and again and again. It's very difficult to predict it, right? So it's done. The features are done. Importance of business environment. So नाउ द पॉइंट इज, आपको फीचर्स भी आने चाहिए इंडिविजुअली और इंपॉर्टेंस भी आने चाहिए, क्योंकि ये केस स्टडी में ये भी पूछ लिए जाते हैं. सो ये कोड है आपका. यू कैन जस्ट चेक द कोड सीईओ इन यूपी. सो आप देख रहे हैं एन इज रिटन इन स्मॉल लेटर्स. दैट मीन्स इट कैरीज नो मीनिंग. So CEO in UP is the importance of business environment. So I'll take it quickly. It helps in coping with rapid changes. See now, if say a business has to be vigilant about what is happening around it, because it will have to adjust itself, make changes in its planning and its strategy and its working and its execution according to the changes taking around. So C stands for it helps in coping with rapid changes. The business environment, a good study of business environment tells the business what is going good, what is not, what are the threats, what are the opportunities, what are the strengths, and accordingly changes can be made according to the in the business. Second is it helps in identifying threats and early warning signals. जब हम मेरे पास केस स्टडी आती है तो ये दो जो पॉइंटर्स हैं हमारे पास, threats and early warning signals, ये ही सबसे ज्यादा commonly पूछे जाते हैं. So it's again very clear that by scanning the environment, by studying the business environment, a business can know that what are the various threats coming its way, take it as an early warning signal and adjust itself. Similarly, the opposite side. So पहले तो बात करते हैं कि threats हैं क्या? Threats and negative incidents. And what are opportunities? Opportunities are positive incidents. So business environment also helps in identifying the opportunities and getting the first mover advantage before anyone else moves in. जैसे आज की डेट में भी अगर हम बात करते हैं नूडल्स की, तो हमारे पास सबसे पहले हम वी डोंट से नूडल्स, वी से मैगी ने सबसे पहले लॉन्च किया तो फर्स्ट मूवर एडवांटेज ले ली और आज भी सबसे आगे है. देन so that is CEO. I stands for improving performance. By knowing the warnings, the threats, by getting to know the opportunities, by understanding what are the changes that are taking around and bringing the same changes in the organization, performance can be improved. आप हालात के हिसाब से खुद को एडजस्ट करोगे, चेंज करोगे तो ऑब्वियसली परफॉर्मेंस इंप्रूव होगी. Then U stands for helps in tapping useful resources. For any kind of business organization, a number of resources are required: physical, financial, human. So every business has to get those resources before others and in good quantities so that the production process goes uninterrupted. And the last one is helps in planning and policy formation. So planning and policy formation is again related with the opportunities and threats. कि क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, कहाँ changes लाने हैं. So plans are continuous in nature. They have to be tweaked again and again. So that can happen only when business environment is studied, right? So that is our importance of business environment, which we have done quickly and fast. Now, this is the most important topic. Usually we get a 4-marker question from this chapter. यहाँ से हमें मिलता है identifying the dimensions of business. So we know there are 5 dimensions of business environment: social, technological, political. It is also called as PESTEL, right? PESTEL भी कहते हैं हम इसको. So P stands for political, E stands for economic, PESTL. Okay. Political, economic, social, technological and legal. ये आपको पता है ये टॉपिक. बस थोड़ा सा आपको क्या ध्यान रखना है, ये जो वर्ड्स हैं बेटा, दिस यू हैव टू have. So one thing, if you're asked what is business environment, again a common error, people say business environment includes this. Please, if you have been asked, identify the environment, the dimension of business environment and explain. तो explain में पहले बताओगे कि economic environment क्या है, political environment क्या है, and then you will go on to give on the examples, right? So the first definition that is given on my screen, that what is economic environment, that is important. So economic environment refers to all the forces and factors which have a bearing on the functioning of a business enterprise, right? So all things which have got to do one thing directly or the other, directly or indirectly with finance, and it will have a bearing on business, comes under economic environment. अब इसमें क्या-क्या आता है ये जरूरी है. Rate of interest, inflation rate, change in disposable income, तो जहां भी word income आएगा, that has to be economic. Monetary policy, stock market indices, etc. These are the economic factors which come under economic environment, right? Even these examples, some aspects, क्योंकि ये आपको help करेंगे case study करने में. Social environment includes everything like customs, beliefs, traditions, values, educational level of the people, shifts in the psychology and the mental attitude of the people in the society as a whole, their choices and preferences, that comes in social. Then technological is very easy to identify, बात भी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Political environment, people at times get confused in political and legal environment. So political environment actually includes any kind of decisions taken by the political parties, right? So when there is political parties giving up or coming up with certain schemes, certain decisions, that is called as a political decision. But when such decision is backed by law, then it becomes a legal decision. ठीक है, or a legal environment. तो अब हम क्या करते हैं? I'm taking you back. I have put up a couple of questions over here. I hope my screen is clearly visible to all of you. Yes. You can read question number 1. All these questions include the same. You have to identify different dimensions of business environment. These are the typical questions you get, and it's very easy to crack these questions. So at least 4 marks go into your pocket straight on. So please go through this question, and in the meanwhile, I'll join from my phone also. And I would request you to give me the answers. So आपके पास 2 options हैं. या तो आप अपने को अनम्यूट करके मुझे आंसर दे दीजिए, दैट विल बी द बेस्ट थिंग. सॉरी. Yeah. So there are 30 participants. I need to get the answers, please. I can see the chat going live. You can please put your answers in the chat box.
Ma'am, first one would be
Yes, please go on. Yuvraj is telling me, yes, the first one is B.
yes.
Ma'am, that one would be economical and political and legal. All
Okay.
3.
All 3. All right, first one. The first one, the court passed an order that all schools must have water purifiers. Which one is this?
Legal.
Absolutely right. Then society in general is more concerned about quality of life?
Social.
Okay.
Absolutely right. Innovative techniques are being developed. आगे पढ़ने का जरूरत भी नहीं है.
Technological.
Totally technological. Incomes are rising.
Economic.
Economic. Government is showing positive attitude.
Political.
Absolutely. So see, it's so damn easy to identify. Let's go on to the next one. Sunanda Papers decided to set up its industrial unit in backward village of Madhya Pradesh due to its strategic location, that is easy availability of wood to make paper. Moreover, due to unemployment, cheap labor is available in abundance. The village has no electricity, so it decided to tap renewable solar energy in place of using diesel generators to meet its power requirements. So what is now please identify and tell me. वहां तो बहुत easy था, sentences थे. यहाँ बताइए क्या है?
Ma'am, technological.
Which one is technological, beta? The sentence I just read. Tap renewable solar energy in place of using diesel generators.
Yes,
Ma'am, that's social.
All right. Now, what do you think is more important over there? It is social or is it technological?
It can be technological, but then it's talking about renewable.
It is, we are talking about tapping renewable
Social.
solar energy in place of using diesel generators to meet its power requirements, right? So yes, it can be both, but it will be more of technological because we are talking about tapping this renewable solar energy and it will require technology, right?
No.
Then
No.
Yes,
Can it
Sagarika?
also be economical? Because it's talking about unemployment giving us cheap availability of labor.
Yes, it can be. Due to unemployment, cheap labor is available in abundance. This is economical. Very good, Sagarika. Then the
Then
second one,
political.
yeah, second one will be technological. Third one, the government offered industrial land at cheaper rate for development of backward area.
Political
This
or
is
social.
Political.
this is
Political.
political. This is political, boys and girls, because government has offered industrial land at cheaper rate for the development of backward area. And the last one, and also provided subsidy for installing solar panels. Subsidy comes under what?
Economical or social.
Economic. It comes under economic, beta. Subsidy की जब हम बात करेंगे, it comes under economic. So 4 environments have been covered over here. Acha, also let me take some time. Please do read the questions which I have been telling you in the class also. If the question is asking you identify, just identify and no explanation. If the question is saying identify and quote, so आप quote जब लेंगे, so पहले quote दीजिए, जैसे यहाँ पे है, आप पहला quote आ जाएगा आपका, let me see. Yeah. So the first quote over here, it will be, due to unemployment, cheap labor is available in abundance. Okay, so here you can say economic environment here. So this is your quote, इसको लिखेंगे और फिर आपका the dimension will come. Third category may be quote, identify and explain. So when they ask you this, it will be for 1.5 marks. So half mark for quote, half mark for identification, half mark for explanation. So don't go singing about the explanation. 2 लाइनें डालो and बात खत्म. ठीक है? Then the third one, let's take the third one. Anurag aspires to work with a socially and environmentally committed company, as he does not want to work just for monetary benefits, but also the brand value of company he works for in the society matters a lot to him. Therefore, he has joined Carabra Integrated Technologies, a Bangalore-based infotech company. The company has built India's largest e-waste recycling plant. Do we have something coming over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It's technological.
It is technological. Very good. Absolutely. Because they have put up India's largest e-waste recycling plant. So this has again got to do with technology. The company strives to be one of the leading players in the business, which has huge potential, not only in terms of generating huge revenues and profits, but also wants to contribute to the environmental issues. So when I say, would it,
Social.
should I
Ma'am,
we can-
economic and social. It can be economic also.
absolutely,
No, social.
economic कहाँ तक आएगा? Revenues and profit.
Profits.
Is economic and also wants to contribute to the environmental issues that have been.
Social.
This is social, absolutely. The company sees big businesses in the mountains of e-business, and this is given all. Ab niche aa jaiye. To start the business, the company has obtained a license from. What is-
Legal.
Political.
It's legal.
This is legal.
Legal.
This is legal. So here we had technological, this was economic, here this is social, and here we have legal. See how easily you have got 4 marks in your pocket, right? So this is one category of questions. Another category is you might be given an integrated question where you might be asked, identify the feature of business environment, that is your characteristics or the importance. But mostly you get a question of this kind. So I'm sure that you people are kind of, more confident in what is to be done with this chapter.